Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I've got an exciting video like I always do. All of my videos are exciting, proclaimed by myself. Of how to stop your thoughts from spiraling out of control. Okay. I think this is very, very important because our thoughts create. So, I want to share some tips and tricks that I use to stop myself from spiraling out of control, because the quicker we catch it and the quicker we get back on our intentions and our focus, the quicker we're going to get what we want. So just before we dive into these tips and tricks, I would like to let you guys know that we are having a contest. As soon as we reach 100,000 subscribers, we are giving away 3 free coaching sessions with the coach of your choice. So there's 3 of you that are going to win. We actually already gave away a crystal from Mark Rock On Lapidary, which was great. So we kind of got the ball rolling, which is really, really awesome. So yes, and all you need to do to enter is to comment and subscribe and share our videos on your social media platforms. Now, when you comment, whatever you've manifested using either watching our channel or doing coaching or just by knowing the law of attraction in general, let's start putting out some positive comments so we motivate ourselves as well as we inspire others, and we're sharing the positivity so they feel like they can manifest as well. Because you never know, like your manifestation, no matter how big or how small, could mean the world to somebody for them to think it's possible. Like for instance, right? I bought a house earlier this year. Now for me, I thought that was going to be the hardest thing, the biggest manifestation I would ever do in my life. Like, oh my goodness, at the time I thought, oh boy, this is huge. And then now that I'm on the other end of it, I'm like, oh my goodness, right? And then I clued in. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, people buy houses all the time. I'm like, people manifest multiple houses. And I was so worried about manifesting one. So yeah, I think by sharing our manifestations with each other, we help each other and we let each other know that it's okay and that, it's possible. So let's dive into how we stop spiraling out of control. So the first one is when your thoughts are spiraling out of control, we want to use distraction. Distraction is a really, really good technique. So basically, I know back when I'm in my counseling days and whatnot, one thing that we were taught when people are ruminating meaning, their brain is basically constantly hyper-focused on something that is negative, right? Well, ruminating, you could be ruminating on anything, but we're going to use it in the context of negative thinking. Is, I remember we would tell people, it's like sing a song or, do something that will stop and interrupt the pattern. So we actually call it in NLP called the pattern interrupt. Okay. So whether that be changing the activity you're doing, sometimes I say, okay, you know what, I'm going to stop thinking about this and then I'm going to go do such and such. And then when I finish that, it's going to be okay. And I'm going to think positive. Or, sometimes people put elastic on their wrist, and when they're starting to, spiral out and have these have these thoughts, they would just, simply snap the elastic. Me, I don't like hurting myself. I'm very sensitive, so I don't like that. But what I personally do is sometimes I'll sing a song, I'll put on some music, I'll go for a car ride to distract myself because I love driving my car. So, find something, that you can do. Sometimes when I'm really, really having a rough day, I'll write out intentions. I'll write out intentions to make me focus on what I want. And then I'll also go through and start focusing on things that I'm happy and grateful for and thankful for. Okay. But the most important thing is when you are spiraling out of control is to not beat yourself up for it. It's okay. Tell yourself it's okay. And then tell yourself, look, I'm going to go have lunch. And then by the time I do that, I'm going to be feeling good again. Okay. Or sing a song, put on some music, go for a drive, break the pattern somehow, interrupt the pattern of your thinking. Sometimes just by changing your physical body, you can interrupt the pattern of your thinking. For instance, right, if you're sitting there, upset and the frown, it's easier to think negative. But if you're smiling and you're dancing, it's harder to think negative because you're forcing your body into a joyful state, which is going to reflect into your mind. Okay. So yeah, there's so many different ways that you can do it. Some people put up reminders. Like, on this channel, we've got Jerry dolls. Jerry didn't come with me to the beach house, but, we've got Jerry dolls. And that reminds me, Jerry's on my desk at my home office. And that reminds me that everyone is you pushed out. Some people, I know they've written on their mirrors with like whiteboard markers, like everyone is you pushed out or something that they want to remember. Sometimes I've seen on our Facebook, somebody took a picture of like on this, they made a picture, the picture frame with a quote in it that reminds them, you know, to keep, you know, focused on what they want. So there's so many different ways to do this. In fact, guys, you know what? Comment too down below. What are some ways that you break your pattern when you're spiraling out of control? Now, the beautiful thing about our brains is yes, we will spiral negatively out of control, but guess what? When we start rapid firing and focusing on intentions or affirmations or just plain old focusing on things you want, you can positively spiral as well, because one thought will lead to another thought, will lead to another thought, will lead to another thought. So as much as you can spiral negatively out of control, you can also spiral positively into what you want, right? And all you need to do is to start the momentum. So this is how it would look in a day of my life if I was having a moment where I was spiraling out of control. I would stop myself, and depending on how I felt, I would write intentions, and then I'd say, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to go have a shower, and when I'm done my shower, I'm going to feel good, and I'm going to work on my intentions, right? And then distract myself, and then usually, you know, after the shower, may not think of it right away, but then as soon as I do, I will start feeling better. You can also do like little meta intentions, like I intend to only think positive. I intend to catch my negative thoughts and to change them into the positive, right? To focus on what I want. I find it easy to control my thoughts. You know, I always think positive about every situation in my life, etc., etc. Okay, so yeah, you know, our brains, when they do something we don't want, it can be a pain, but you know, the opposite is true for the spiraling in the positive way, right? So yeah, I hope that helps you guys. So yeah, please share your best practices. What do you guys do to snap yourself out of it when you're having those moments? I think another thing that I do is I do a list of little mini manifestations and intentions, right? Because once I start seeing them show up in my reality, I go, oh yes, okay, this is working. We got this. And then from there, I really start to change my, you know, my day around, right? You can also say things like, I intend to feel good today, right? That'll also help, because you can intend your feelings as well. I intend to feel good. I intend to feel satisfied. I intend to feel motivated. Anyways, guys, you guys were all absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for, you know, enjoying the content on our channel. If you would like to ask me a question, Amanda, you can definitely check out the link in the description below. Sign up at the Patreon. I do answer the questions there once a month. And as well, if you would like any coaching to help you find your blocks and create an action plan to get your manifestation, then definitely check out the link in the description below for coaching. We have a great team of coaches, and anytime a new coach comes on, they do have a sale. So yes, they're definitely experienced. They're just new with Create Your Future, but yeah, they put on a sale, so it's easy for you guys to come meet them, because we really want you guys to help you guys. We want you guys to reach your goals and dreams, and for you guys to be happy, because there's really no reason why all of us can't have what we want. We just have to start thinking that it's possible and believing in ourselves. Anyways, guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.